Along with the usual stuff, there's a new attraction of sorts this year. A new barn has been constructed on the fairgrounds. It replaces the one built back in the 1900s. CTN's Angela Castells has more.
Go ahead and give it a try. There you go.
Thank you.
Enjoy the fair.
You might notice something a little different this year at the east end of the fair that won't be hard to miss. It's the new livestock barn that stands 32 feet tall with new shiny red steel siding and houses more than 100 cattle, sheep, goats, and pigs. Anoka County Fair Manager Ray Hivolti says last year a county building inspector made the call that the previous century-old barn was not up to safety codes, especially in inclement weather.
They said if there's any kind of storm, wind, rain, get everybody out of the barn because the barn was unsafe.
So after receiving the news to rebuild, Anoka County 4-H livestock treasurer Anita Swanson had been preparing for this moment for almost 15 years.
Swanson says since '98, every dime raised for the $15,000 for the new barn is attributed to one of America's classic delights, the root beer float.
That's all I sold. And I sold 9 kegs of root beer that year. And I don't even know how many gallons of ice cream I went through.
Unfortunately, selling root beer floats alone is not enough to cover the remaining $65,000 balance. So Hivolti says they might have a sponsor come on board to help pay off some of the outstanding debt.
We've got a couple sponsors that looks like we maybe would be putting their names on the outside of the building for a few years and just to help out in some pretty big dollar values.
Aside from the financials, 4-H volunteer Diana Mills says she likes the new barn aesthetics, even though she was partial to the old one.
Well, it's modern looking. It's very, that's where the old barn was very old, kind of the old barn style, and it kind of was nostalgic. And it was the only wooden structure, but it was falling down, so it needed help.
Swanson shares a message to try and help their cause.
I would like to see if we could reach out to the public, if there's anybody that would be gracious enough and kind enough to help us donate and give us some donations for the barn.
In Anoka, I'm Angela Castells for CTN News.
If you're interested in donating to support the barn payoff effort, contact Anita Swanson at 763-286-9610. By the way, the Anoka County Fair will run through Sunday.